Hey everybody, it's time to fail along with me like the funky beats I lay down. Nice little riff to end up on. That music is all thanks to Epidemic Music. Epidemic Sound, actually? Yeah, Epidemic Sound. They do a lot of really cool stuff. EDM, they do house music, they do classical music, folk music, all kinds of music. And I just pop it up on my phone and play it via the wire. So it's a little easier for me to do that way. Waiting on my servers to come back up. Apparently, between this time and the last time we streamed, my virtual host, or my actual host that hosts all my virtual stuff, which is just literally right behind you and sitting down on the floor, I guess it had a power failure, so that was fun. I should have guessed I needed to do that because the machine I'm working on right now to record and to do the streaming right now, I realized that it had also not booted off. It had turned off. It lost power. So I need to have some kind of system that can alert me just by messaging me, hey, by the way, stuff went off. You better check on that because there was an interruption in power. So I need to find some way of getting that done. Ooh, this does not. Oh, it refused to connect. So that's different. That's a connection refused. And if I do it this way, okay, this still isn't good. And it's refusing to connect. Already we're having a problem. We're going to do this right because I actually had... Woot! I had one. Apparently someone's starting up the truck. So I originally tried to do this stream and had a bit of a problem because Cuckoo got caught in dependency hell, and we've all been there, I think, trying to build something and it just won't build because there's a dependency that won't load right, and for some reason you're trying to install it, you're trying to use the instructions, and you keep coming up with crazy weird errors, and you find out there's a further dependency that isn't working. Then you find out Python's pip is not working correctly, and pretty much everything goes south from there. So thanks to Jason Bodie, he actually ended up getting, we were getting what was advertised. Yes, you're definitely getting what was advertised, some failage here. And you get to hear my wonderful neighbor over there, get his, truck out of it takes him forever for some reason to get the truck out of the, small driveway, but he's got to rev it up a lot because, you know, that's what you do when you have a truck. And actually, that might be his motorcycle. Yeah, and he's going down somewhere. Anyway, sorry, it's distracting. So Jason Bodie, there it is, cool. So Jason Bodie, here in the Midwest, he got me some scripts to basically take care of all this. We were supposed to do some scripts from Buggeroo on the GitHub. That was supposed to work, and it didn't. If you remember correctly, it didn't quite work. We got part of the way there, then volatility didn't work right. Actually, volatility worked. It was one of the other pieces that didn't work quite right. And that was going to keep us from doing what we needed to do. So nothing got installed correctly. It failed miserably. We spent 3 hours trying to get this to work, and it didn't work. So looks like everything came back up with the ESXI host, so we'll get in there. But I went to DerbyCon and got this really cool bat. So we're going to start breaking things if things don't shape up here. But basically, this is a Louisville Slugger, and I'll kind of back out the camera. Oh, that's not good. Don't get off your perch there. This is great television, folks. Did I just break my entire thing? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Hi there. Took you on a bit of a ride. Hopefully no one is like Heavily motion sick. So basically, this is a Louisville Slugger. If you can see that in the stream well. And as you can see, the DerbyCon logo or insignia here. So this was in DerbyCon, and Eddie the Yeti basically draws on these, and he sells them, and the proceeds, I mean, I don't know if he's taking just the cost and then giving the rest to Hackers for Charity, or if, hell, he's just giving it all to Hackers for Charity, but I'm supposing a great portion, and I gave some on top of that, not to brag, I'm just saying it's a good organization, you should give some too. And I gave it to Hackers for Charity. I like Hackers for Charity. One thing about DerbyCon, I always love going, and you know, giving some money to Hackers for Charity in some way, because they do a lot of good for people who can't, you know, do security for themselves and the people they serve. So, yeah, percussive maintenance. I love it. So yeah, so I have that little Louisville Slugger here and thing in case things get a little too interesting and we need to provide some more percussive maintenance, as you say. I also have some drinkage with me. I don't know if I'm supposed to actually show the actual liquor, but I'm sure if you reverse that, you can see what liquor I'll be drinking. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So, we'll have some of that in a DerbyCon glass. So, be drinking along with me here as we hopefully succeed. And if we end up succeeding tonight, we might do some Japanese whiskey. Whoops, there we go. That'll be fun for some of your ears. So we have some Japanese rice whiskey here. And it's a sherry cask it's been in. And I have one drink left in it, as you might be able to see through that. So we'll have some of that. Anyway, let's get started. Let's take a look at some of this. Oh, and another thing. Speaking of fails, that is fun. I believe the way to take care of that is simply a reboot. Yes, that is the way to take care of that. Yep, that's the way to take care of that. So we actually have to wait a little bit anyway. Let's take a look at this script. So this script, if you can read this, I think you can. This script has actually a lot going for it here. So it was rewritten and simplified for Ubuntu 14.04. We are using 16. So there's all the credits there to Jacob Jingleheimer. I think that is... that's the guy I got it from. So that's a name that he's went by before. So Jacob Jingleheimer. Yes, Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. So simplified for Ubuntu 14.04, but it does work for Ubuntu 16. Let's see. The original one was provided by David Reguera Garcia. Terrible name pronunciation, sorry. David Francos Quartero. So that was done there. Bugaroo is whatever company they work for. Basically, it's free software, and he just added some stuff to it, make it a little bit better. So here's some stuff that happens. It's just basically saying here's some ways we're going to be using sudo. Here we're going to make a temp directory. We're going to do some chmod stuff so that we can actually mess with it. Do a release on something. So here's my Cuckoo user. Install user equals who am I, whatever it's running as. So it's basically just going through and setting all this. The volatility URL that's going to be used is this one. So basically, if volatility ever changes their installation URL that you need to use, this is a way to get that. Same for the VirtualBox repo. If that changes, then here you go and change that. The Cuckoo repo, if that changes, you change it here. So this is actually really great. Yara was the one that failed last time. So this is actually a great way to make sure that you always have your dependencies straight, because this will basically take care of that. We have some pretty icons that we're going to get to enjoy. And this is basically called Cuckoo Auto Install 1.1. So Jacob Jingleheimer has put that, and then again, Bugaroo's Offensive Security 2015. Jacob Jingleheimer gave a talk at ISSA. It's not recorded or anything. And he basically was talking about, having built a Cuckoo sandbox, and so that was how I heard about all this. But, yeah. So here's the thing that then comes, that we'll see all the supporting packages have been installed when this is finished. Optional, time to set a password, blah, blah, blah. Sudo bash, password Cuckoo. It is highly recommended to install Cuckoo in a virtual environment. So that's what it's going to do down here. So that's cool. And basically, here's the rest of it. Cuckoo install pip. So we see Cuckoo being installed with the virtual environment. What do we need installed so Cuckoo can run? So packages. Here's all the packages. This is the dependency hell that we kept running into, partially. We have Python packages into crypto. Can you bring the magic? He'll have like comments in here to help that. Check viability. He has some basically making sure your root, making sure this script works in Ubuntu or Debian. Let's see here. Let's go Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Ha ha! See what you did there, Jacob. Ha ha! Ha ha! Create Cuckoo user set cap. That's part of a thing that's in the documentation that they recommend you do. There's volatility. There's VirtualBox. Installing some packages. Does it actually show getting it? No, it just goes and installs it. Install the Python packages. Build Yara. Run log. Like, all of this stuff gets taken care of. So literally all we're going to do is like copy and paste this in, and it's going to work. I'm still not seeing this. So this is kind of concerning here. I might have to get a really long HDMI cable and hook it up to my TV and get this guy to work right. So this will be fun. We're already failing. This is what you came here for, right? You came to see some failing. It's always the little ways that we fail that keep bringing some fun stuff. So DerbyCon was interesting. I saw a couple talks. I saw a talk about container security. So that was interesting because I haven't dealt with containers too much. I deal with clouds, but mostly in an instance form, so basically VMs. Only a little more automated than that. But containers are something I don't necessarily work with that much. The only containers I've worked with personally is capture the flag, CTFD. So those are the only containers, and that's Docker. And that's all I've done on it. So there's a lot of other things that go on, including this thing called Kubernetes. And if you have Kubernetes in your Dockers, you need to go see the doctor. Haha, funny joke. But yeah, and if your Kubernetes goes ahead and persists for more than an hour, you need to go see a doctor. But basically, he was going through and talking about all the different things that you can do to basically help developers help themselves with security and maintain good practices. There was some talk about SE Linux, which was interesting because I never thought of SE Linux along with containers. So that was pretty cool. Then I also saw a talk by the lovely Andrew Callett. He is part of a duo of hosts on the Defensive Security podcast. If you do not read... let's see, it's not watch, it's not read, it's listen. If you do not listen to the Defensive Security podcast, you ought to go listen. Jerry Bell, Andrew Callett, Malicious Link, Lurg on Twitter, and also Defensive Security Podcast on Twitter. They do a very fantastic job. There are over 200 episodes now. Basically, they take a very blue team approach to security. It's not going to be like Hack Naked with Security Weekly. where they're very much on the offensive side. Sometimes they have great defensive talks, but most of the time, a lot of those type of podcasts, they're talking about attack methods. They're talking about the offensive side of things. They aren't necessarily talking about the actual blue team side and what's really going on at these companies. So that's one thing I've always liked. I've listened to that podcast for years, for a couple of years now, and I've always been impressed, and it's helped me with my body of knowledge in information security as well. So he talked about getting away from technical defenses to psychological defenses. So kind of a security awareness talk, but more realizing security awareness is also broken. Just from the get-go. It's mostly focused on phishing. It's not focused on processes and procedures that are going on in a business. It's not focused on the most riskiest users, which nobody answers this correctly. Everyone says, oh, the riskiest user is like, the line worker in a manufacturing company, or the bank teller. That's the riskiest because they could take money. And it's like, no, the riskiest user in your company is, drum roll, CEO, the president, the vice presidents, chairman of the board, those types of people. Those are the most risky people. So you got to make sure that they're getting specialized training, because they're the kinds of people who can literally tell somebody, put money in a bag and hand it to me, unless there's a process that specifically empowers an employee to tell the president, go screw off, because I'm not allowed to put this money in a bag for you. I think I'm going to have to do something with this tower. It is not coming up for the life of me. Oof, I know my firewall is up. But am I on the right network? I am on the correct network. We were up there before. It's just simply unreachable, folks. Let's see here. Are we even pinging? Hooray, you get to see Odd Jobs. Wonderful lab. I can ping the gateway of that network, so I know the network works. That's perfect. But 2 is what I'm trying to get to, and it does not work. So I'm going to hold down one more time on this. This is not the way you turn off a machine and bring it back up, but we're going to do that. If I can't get this going, then I might have to pop us up on my TV and get that working. Lovely noises, isn't it? Let me see here. Anybody else talking on something? So, Ad1, how have you been doing? Might as well talk to you while you're here. I'm going to hunt for a keyboard here in a bit. Let's see. Well, might as well take a drink for some fails here. Oh, I love the way that finishes. Get it on your mustache whiskers. Wicks up that flavor. All right. Hold with me for just a moment, because I believe I am going to get a cable. And then I am also going to get a keyboard. So I am going to pop some more music up while we do that. But I'm going to let you see what's going on, so that you can actually see me in my lab working. So I've got pants on, so we won't have to worry. Okay, I think everyone can see that. Sorry, we're going to go into recursive display just to see if we can see what we can see here. Yeah, so let's put that out there. So, yeah, we're going to see if something's going on here because ESXI is not wanting to load properly. So we're going to see what happens. Figured we'd go ahead and put you here. I am just right here behind the camera, right here. Hello. I'm just putting this camera on here because you can't see that. So you're seeing both my screen and the camera. Get some water there. Very, very important to hydrate. Boop doop boop boop doop boop doop. All right. So yeah. So basically, we're getting 503 service unavailable. Failed to connect to endpoint, which is always a fun error. Failed to connect to endpoint. I always thought that was like a just a, hey, reboot it, but just need to restart VMware Web Client service from the VMware vCenter server and wait 8 to 10 minutes. The other symptoms include a blank inventory and VC. Yep, try the suggestions. Yeah. I did use the handy create support bundle in VMA. So none of this is probably going to help me. However, yeah, it's mostly related to a shutdown technique. But I'm betting all we got to do is just either wait, or there might be something we can do here in the console. At the cost of doing recursive stuff here, I'm going to just pause it. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Add one is all I got to do is log into the management, or log in as root on the host, see if I can restart management service. That's probably what's going to happen. This always seems to happen when I experience a power outage and I don't get time to do a graceful shutdown. This is just part of having lab equipment in home, not in a nice rack where you have some kind of battery backup and other things. I should probably invest in one of those and at least program it to where it can do some graceful shutdowns of things. I don't know how actually that works, but you know, that might be a future project. But we did have plenty of bad storms roll through, and logging into my own is, and I don't know the root creds after install. Yeah, look at my. I don't know the root creds after install. Now, luckily, I know all of my root creds, so I've had too many times where I've had to reinstall ESXI to not know my root creds now. Looks like I've got a few more people up on the stream, so welcome everyone. Hi. You get to basically see my console here because I don't have 3 monitors. I have 2, and 1 right now is being used to do this. Aw, Jason Street's got a cute kitty on his thing. Oh my god, what is it with the hackers and you posting your kitties? And then Miss Bat's always going on with her dog. And so is Devil's Voice. He's always with his pupper. I suppose Malware Unicorn's also always talking about her pupper, so Always got to have a pup date. I don't know what it is. It's not a cat date. That's just weird. Why do you do it? It's a kit date or something? I don't know. So, waiting for the ESXI host to come up. Starting our services. You know, you figure I would have already checked this stuff beforehand, but you know, again, failure is what you came to see, and failure, my friends, is what you shall have. Yeah, I was gonna say it took an awful long time. Is that, yeah, so that's basically what's happening here. Ah, so it just may be that this here, when we're on this particular error page, this just may be the fact that ESXI has just not had enough time to restart. Because we're kind of stuck here right now. Let's just make sure that... Ah, there we go. Hi. How are you? And yeah, no, that's totally not. We can wait for just a little bit longer. Also, HTTPS technically is not what we're looking for, is it? Yeah, it keeps trying to do HTTPS. Okay, stop. Okay, I guess it's going to default to HTTPS, which is fine, I think. Yep, it's just redirecting. Allowed port equals 8309. Give it just a couple more minutes here. Good thing I don't have my stream name key down here. Guys end up posting content. No. No. No, it's not vSphere client. There's something I usually end up doing. Is it admin? It's not CGI. Login. Nope. Oh, UI. Admin. No, it's just a 503, folks. That is freaking-tastic. Okay, let's, I need to grab the keyboard. I put that damn thing? Well, if I can't find it there, we'll just pop this in. Good. All right. No need for alarm, no need for alarm. I haven't died. Yet. All right. Okay. Hello. Hi. Okay. This ain't good. I also cannot seem to get it to do that. It also does not like my noisy keyboard here. This is fun. Let's pop this out of here. Throwing things around in my lab. Okay. There. Okay. Okay, so oh my God, why can't I not? Is it just simply a matter of not being in the right section at the right time? Okay, so wired keyboards don't want to work. I do have this Logitech that's supposed to work, but I can't find it. Let me go look for it one last time. So basically, folks, we have failed to just get basic stuff going. This is fun. Oh, hi, you can see me on the screen. Let's pop that off. Basically, I have no ability to, like, interact with my ESXI host. And, I've tried now several times to get this, to get the web page to respond. It is not doing so. It is not even doing so, normally. So even on HTTP, where it should certainly be showing a little something, it's not even showing there. Although it keeps trying to go to HTTPS. It's one thing I'm really not liking about Chrome is it tries to do HTTPS for everything. It tries to default you. Even when you're putting in HTTP, it doesn't like that. It's like, nope, we're not doing that. So I'm going to try Firefox real quick here and see if I can just get in through HTTP. HTTP. And it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get on there either. Okay. Well, this has been fun. Do I have vSphere locally? No. Because they ended that. They're no longer doing that, right? So no longer do we have vSphere locally as a client, and this is not a Windows machine I'm on. This is a Linux machine because I am Leetaxor, obviously, because I'm doing such a wonderful job getting this shit working. So yeah, I definitely don't have vSphere client. We just have the webui to work with. So, and I know I can probably use like VMware Workstation or whatever to possibly log into it. Right, Chrome should try to go for a lookup first. But I'm even having trouble just getting into this box locally on the machine. Not unheard of before. It has done this before. I can't remember everything I've had to do to fix it. So I'm going to let you guys tell me what you want to do real quick. We can either push ahead and try to fix this ESXI issue. And I will try to be a little bit more diligent in finding stuff that will help me fix this issue. I can't find the Logitech... Sorry about that. My microphone is here. I can't find the Logitech keyboard that works really well with this machine. No other keyboard I have seems to be working with the machine. So that appears to be an issue. Don't think I have another keyboard that really works. Because I like light-up keyboards. And this doesn't like light-up keyboards for some very bizarre reason. So, I'm going to let you guys tell me what to do. So, do you want me to keep going and let's figure out what's wrong with this box and try to get something going? Or do you want to go ahead and just say, you know what, do it on your own, and then, you know, call us when you're ready. You know, we might try streaming tomorrow in the afternoon or something and continuing from there. Or, possible third option is... I can hook some stuff back up so it's a little easier for me to produce here. And I can use VirtualBox to get Cuckoo going. And we can kind of see how things go from there. Because then what I'll do in the background after this stream is I'll get ESXI working, pop it back there. Ha! I'm invested. Why not Retro on ESXI? Okay, we can try that. Because then I can do it on VirtualBox. At least you get to see what that looks like. We get to see everything. VirtualBox isn't an enterprise level solution. Very true, but it's very, very effective. So don't ever underestimate VirtualBox. And in fact, what Cuckoo's running is VirtualBox. Just so you know. You can run Cuckoo with an external ESXi server that it basically manages and tells what to do to create VMs. So you can give it an ESXi server to provision shit from. But you can also use VirtualBox, you can use KVM, so there's some bare bones you can use. There's a lot of things you can do to have Cuckoo run stuff. Cuckoo is the kind of the hypervisor, at least the orchestrator for the VMs. If it's VirtualBox, then of course it has the hypervisor in it. But Cuckoo is kind of this. Cuckoo really. KVM is, I don't think, based on VirtualBox because everything is completely different. KVM is really based on the Cuckoo system of like hard disks and things. Whereas VirtualBox has its own format as well, and it can use VMDKs. I don't think KVM can use VMDKs as easily as VirtualBox can. Cuckoo works really well, but nothing else. Cuckoo is really cool because what it does is it's basically a web server and database and reporting server that happens to then interact with whatever hypervisor you're working with, whether it's a remote hypervisor or whether it's local on that machine via KVM or VirtualBox. And it basically owns that and it runs it. You could run Cuckoo as a virtual machine on the same ESXi host that it is needing to use to run its virtual machine. So you could do that. I might have some security reasons why I wouldn't, just for the mere fact I like segmentation and separation when that thing's concerned. But you can do it. And you can put them on separate subnets and all that. So as long as you can segment it right, there's at least some level of good security. But basically, it's an API. It can take stuff like that, and it can work with that. So I want to make sure the camera is not... Okay, good, it's not. So yeah, so let's... Well, let's do what you said. Let's trudge through and see if we can fix this ESXi issue. Let me update the YouTube page. All right, so going to do one more look around for the keyboard that I know works with this, just because I want to make sure that if I can get into it physically, then I can. At the same time, I'm just actually, yeah, at the same time, I'm just going to go ahead and do a restart and work on that. I'm going to go ahead and mute this so that way you guys don't hear a bunch of the sounds and everything. So fucking annoying. Okay, so keyboard that is known to work with ESXI. The ESXI server I'm running. And look at that. I can enter into the... I think I'm entering into a console. So, cool. Yeah. Yeah, always keep the piece of shit keyboard lying around. You're absolutely right. I need a couple low-grade piece of shit keyboards lying around to take care of this kind of stuff. Let's actually, I need to drink a scotch here. Or not scotch. This is not scotch. This is bourbon. I don't know why I drank it like that. That was weird. Yeah, definitely shiny LED keyboards do not like ESXi. That is for goddamn sure. This actually looks really cool. I am very impressed with this. This is a new like leather harness that I've gotten. I got it at these like move around here, so I can kind of position them on the side, or I can position them here. This is a little more comfortable for sitting, but off to the side feels a little more comfortable sometimes because it slims me a little bit. But this feels very comfortable. I don't feel like I'm trying to lose weight, but this is actually pretty cool. I like this. But yeah, my harness. I've been using that. This is just a cool little fashion thing I'm wearing. I like it. Looks really cool. Yeah, I like leather stuff. So okay. So I know I'm having problems here. Software internal profile, set acceptance failed. Please refer to log file. Executing start plugin. Executor failed executing ESXCLI commands. Method invocation failed. Failed error while executing the CLI. Jumpstart executor signaled to stop. Executor has successfully stopped. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's starting the service VM tools D. So add one. Do you have a lot of experience with virtualization, I take it? Ah, you remembered your password. That's always important. I've had to reinstall ESXi. I've had to reinstall Ubuntu before. I've had to reinstall a lot of stuff because I was stupid enough to forget my password. Sweet. Yeah. Is it true? I thought ESXi 6.7, somebody told me that it will not have a direct upgrade to 7. That only 6.5 will, but 6.7 won't have a direct. That seems weird. Did I mishear that? Or I've not seen any documentation on that. I just heard that at a VMUG once. Is that true? There's like a little bit of delay in the text, so I'm not ignoring you. I'm probably a total of 30 seconds between me saying something and you getting a reply and then me seeing it. Okay. So it'll be a weird upgrade path for sure then. All right. So was there anything special about 6.7 that you were like, oh man, I gotta have 6.7, or was it just, you know, work went to 6.7, so you and your home lab went to 6.7? Hey, and there we go. We got our little, we got the stuff back here. And yep, there's that error. Okay. Okay. Maybe it just takes a bit to get into the thing. Okay, so I can log in through there. Oh no, that does not look good. Oh no. Well, this can always happen to your disks when you this can always happen when you try to when you have to restart your machine and it loses power a lot. You can have disk errors. My favorite. Yeah, actually, I talked with DH667 7 at DerbyCon. He was at MeadCon up in the Hyatt, and we actually had a very, very good conversation. And he talked about writing his book and getting it published. And there was at least one publisher that hackers really like that made some suggestions to him on his content that he wasn't comfortable with. And they would not publish if those changes weren't made. And, you know, it's respectful. It's what they want in the content and everything. It wasn't what he wanted. And so he ended up just self-publishing. And so, yeah. Okay, so this is going to be fun. Take a look at this. This is really great. This is super awesome. Totally nothing shitty going on here. Let me set this up right here. There we go. Let you see that there, if you can. If I can stop moving this thing. If you can read that, let me know. You know what I'm seeing? No, VM file system does not look happy at all. So data store 1, which is where all the operating system disks are, which is where it's where everything is. It's where all the VM disks are. It's everything. Yeah, that's where all that is. And then there's HydroCore DS1, Data Store 1. That's where other stuff is. Yeah, it just basically seems like some of the ESXI stuff is available, but a lot of it really isn't. I even tried to get into the Invalid keyboard node. Okay, so here we go. Restart management network, test management network, ping address, pinging address, resolving host name. So that all works. So the network portion works. Do 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 do. Let's see here. God damn it, I think I fat fingered it again. Let me see what you're seeing. Oh, you're not seeing much. Are ya? There we go. All right, so well, it's listing. I mean, that's important. Stuff is listing. But you're right, VMFS does not look happy. Let's see here. Restart. Web UI. Okay, so I don't need to do that. There. Troubleshooting options. Start management agents. Hey, there we are. Let's see what that does. Oh. So yeah, so it's activating stuff still. Firefox is still attempting to connect. I'm over here on the other window, attempting to find out exactly what is going on. I mean, that just doesn't look very happy. It doesn't look happy at all. That just looks really, that just doesn't look fun at all. Yay, we have a bunch of codes that don't make sense. 0x85. Yeah, none of that is represented. Last error status from device. I'm over here on the other side, just seeing what I'm seeing. Device command. Yeah, this isn't gonna help. All right, so okay, so that didn't help. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Yeah, so now, I think it's a disk issue. Disk issues suck because there's really not much I can do with that. Any ideas there, Ad1? Because, like, this is the kind of thing that makes me go, yeah, you know what? We're going to have to just redo it. Because there's not really much here for me to really get in and do. And I have nothing live on here. It looks like I have a lot of boxes. I really don't. I just have some junk boxes I've been playing with. So it's not a big deal, and I'm not going to bore you guys through building an ESXI server. Just trying to think of something else to check. Linux check disk health. Because I don't do this very often. Oh, sure. I don't need to do that. fdisk-l. True. I can also do okay. Yeah, we're definitely not talking racked. We're definitely a desktop machine down here. I think I have two 3 terabyte drives, and then yeah. So those are the STs here, and then the this is an SSD down here. I think this, the Kingston, is the one that's actually having trouble. Is my SSD. I think I will quick, yeah, I guess kind of what I'll do is bring this down a little. You don't need to see that part. And most likely not that, so. Now you should be able to see some of what I'm reading at least. Shoo-ba-doo-bop-bop-be-doo-bop. And I think I may have hosed up my beep-bop, 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 hostd detected to be unresponsive. Let's take a look at a couple of these errors here. This is an interesting thing. All VIBs failed to validate loaded tar disks. Errors. Object has no attribute. VIB IDs. Oh my. Pink screen of death, they call it. Oh, sorry. That's right. So, yeah, let me pop back in here. So basically, it's just more disk errors. And there. And I hosed that. So, hey, we're restarting. That can't be healthy, though. So... Okay. Yeah, I know. Spamming those boot options. Easy RAID installer. Helps you copy the RAID driver from the support CD. Okay, whatever. Is it Northbridge? No. That's for something else. Southbridge? No, that's for something else. Storage. Hey. Okay, so we got these two. These two, SATA 3.1, SATA 3.2. Those are supposed to be there. Okay, they're 3 terabytes. Smart supported. See, this is supposed to like specify which state to go when the power is reapplied after a power failure. Like it's supposed to come back online, and it never does. So okay, so I am looking for RAID options, and I think it has onboard RAID. Not seeing any RAID configurations here. So perhaps I had a RAID, but I guess I maybe didn't. Or maybe I just joined those. I don't know. I don't know what I did. Yeah, because there it is. Might be another startup option. Fatality, you, is that an oh shit that's awesome or an oh shit that's bad? I'm gonna go ahead and exit here. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there is something I can at least, well, not what I asked for. Nostalgia core. Okay, so yeah, so all of this. Let's see what other boot options we have here. We have I don't think this is going to do anything for us. Storage configuration. Like, yeah, there's just nothing to... Yeah, there's just a lot of things here that I just unfamiliar with because I never need to use half this stuff. Like, ever. So, yeah, okay. I really don't think there's anything in here for me. So, I'm just gonna pop out of here and let it start up like normal. Ooh, let's see what it does, kitties. Enter boot. Okay, so here's going to be where all my issues are. So Nick looks good. SCSI mode, something VDFM, VNIC rating. Yeah, so it's basically just seeing what the links are doing. I have 8 network interface, 8 NICs. And only like 3 of them are going to report up. ATA SCSI abort. File system probe time, device scan, file system data core. So it looks like LVM finds things. vFlash succeeded. Just trying to see if I'm noticing any more errors. Yeah, now we're going to see that SCSI device IO. A 2A this time. And then 5A from world to dev ATA something. Ah, there we go. Failed to clear journal from HB. Failed to read at offset. So there's an issue. Looks like we have some bad sectors. Reclaiming timed out HB failed. HBX. That looks fun. Failed to unlock cluster 1, 2, 3 at offset that. Waiting for timed out HB. Basically sounds like it's just VMware's lost connectivity to its data store. So, looks like it's having issues with the... I double check the storage switches as well. This is weird. Yeah, it just seems like we're hosed. Yep, we're getting this again, which is probably expected. Yep, and it's redirecting, of course. I love that they have a resolution for SAN environments and Luna environments. Customer was using a local data store and we found the following logs and no actual information about what to do with those logs. Yeah. That is fantastic. I'm thinking it's hosed. What do you think, Ad1? I'm thinking it's just somehow it's just screwed up its connection. It's corrupted something on the hard drive. We could try to track this down for all eternity and never find the answer. There's nothing critical on here. This is just a reinstall to me. Hell yeah. All right. So, no sense in trying to troubleshoot this any further. This is just going to be one of those things that we're going to just have to deal with, and I'm just going to have to play around with it and get it working. So, yeah, we're just going to have to deal with it. There's not much more anybody else can do about this. Unless this brings it up. I'm gonna do this, but yep, it's just bringing me 503s again. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to reinstall it. So that's awesome. It's just how that works. So I'm gonna end up just popping this video out and just deleting it, because there's no sense in people watching me flounder around for an hour and 43 minutes just trying to get ESXI to work. Every single stream so far has had some manner of base system failure that I've had to overcome. So just par for the course. Again, this is about failure. This kind of stuff happens normal. This happens in your corporate environments. This happens wherever you are. So this is just part of doing work. And you have to deal with it. And this is part of me. Like, I don't run an ESXI box for a living. I don't run it. So yeah. So cool. So I'm going to have to reinstall ESXI. I'm not going to stream that. I'll probably just work on it tomorrow and see what happens there. Oh, sweet. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Addison7. And, looks like I have someone else who just jumped in. To the person who just jumped in, basically, give you a little recap. We were going to try Cuckoo. I introduced and showed everybody what the new Cuckoo script was going to do. And it works, because I've used it, and it actually works. Funny thing, ESXI has borked on us, so I actually can't go back. At some point in the last month or so, actually within the last couple of weeks, there's been a thunderstorm somewhere here. I guess power fluctuated enough that my ESXI host went down, and it finally the disks finally gave. They haven't physically given the magic smoke, but they gave some digital smoke, and basically they can't be mounted properly. So the data stores really just can't be mounted properly. So I'm just gonna have to do a refresh, reinstall, and reconfigure. So not gonna be too tough. ESXI is actually not that hard to configure. It's not that hard to get started on. The base installation's really simple. You just pick an interface, you put an IP on it, you pick a host name, you pick your DNS, you pick your nose, everything's great. And then you just get in, get your vSwitches set up, assign them to interfaces. I have those assigned to various ports on my firewall, down over here, and then yeah, and then it's done. I mean, you're ready to start creating virtual machines. You have to create a data store too, but then you're ready to start creating virtual machines and assigning those, and yeah, then you're good. So I'll have to do that, but otherwise, yeah, we're done for the day. Great talking to you guys. Great seeing you in the chat stream, but we're not going to be saving this one. I will be deleting this. It may be up for a little bit after the stream closes, but by tomorrow at some point, it's going to be deleted, because nobody should have to sit through and watch an hour of this. Besides, there's probably going to be some monetization issues with some of the music I played. So we'll find out. But thank you guys very much for watching. I saw Ad1 was on here, but I know there's another someone watching. Thank you for watching as well, Lurker. And have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. And come on back to the lab with me and fail along with me again. We've certainly seen a lot of failure today. Much success to you.